Hi, how are you? I hope you're great. This is a Farm Fresh lemon sign that we're going to make tonight. Okay, come hang out with me for a little while. And we'll have a little bit of fun. And then I'll let you get back to your Friday nights. So tell me how you're doing. I want to know. You can comment lemon to get all the goodies. And if I can find my video, that would be wonderful too. All right. How y'all doing? I hope you're great. Okay, so I'm gonna start real quick and paint the background white to begin, and then we'll move on to the other ones. Hi Lisa, hi Joni, hey Karen, how are you? Welcome. So this is my favorite white chalk paint. I'm gonna just, let's see, get my brush a little bit wet before I start so that it's not quite so thick. Okay, oh my gosh. Y'all, so I am really bad to my brushes. And as you can see, part of the wood is like, the paint is flaking off because I'm so bad. I leave them in the water, so don't do that, okay? I love these brushes so much too, and I don't know why I abuse them the way I do. But I just get lazy, so don't do that, okay? Although this brush has been a trooper, but now I've lost some paint. Hi Shirley, how are you? I am so happy to see you here, Karen. And really happy. So it is what, and you're an hour ahead of me? Man. So do you normally get home after 7? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, first of all. And who do I need to call to make sure that you get home earlier than that? Because I feel like that's too late. I don't like it. Not even a little bit. All right, so I want to know how your week was. I hope it was great. Y'all, I'm so sorry I didn't do my live yesterday. I was so tired. Let me tell you, I decided stupidly at 7 o'clock to take a nap. Hi, Gwen. Oh, 5:49. Okay. Yeah, so you're 2 hours ahead of me. I don't know. I thought you were Mountain Time. I don't know. I'm losing it, I guess. Maybe you're Pacific. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I went to sleep yesterday at 7 o'clock thinking I'll take a 30-minute nap, even though you know as well as I do. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Tammy. That this girl right here that you're looking at cannot just have a little 30-minute nap, especially whenever I'm tired and I want a nap, okay? I need like a solid hour and a half at least. So of course, when my alarm went off 30 minutes later, I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. What? Oh, okay. Y'all don't do daylight savings. Okay. Had me very confused. Anywho, I mean, it wasn't your fault that I'm confused, but I was a little confused. All right. Now, we might not paint this sign again. I'm kind of liking this. Maybe we'll go over it one more time, like lightly. But I'm kind of digging this whole sort of painted vibe that I'm getting here. And not even intentionally either. I'm just trying to go light on the paint. We are going to be using the woven, or the thick thin stripes. It's woven and thick thin, okay, on the backer here. And just a few once we get the rest of this bad boy painted. And I think this one should be an easy paint job. So as you can see, there's some lemons that are scored on there because we have some lemon cutouts too, okay? So we're gonna need to paint those. $8.50, my goodness. Thank you for staying up late with me, y'all. I'm sorry I go on so late, too. Hi, Denise. Oh, you're good. You are right on time, love. Okay, so I also have my favorite black chalk paint. This Folk Art Home Decor paint is it's where it's at, y'all. And I've heard Waverly is really good, too. I haven't used Waverly yet. So we're going to start with black. We're going to do the frame. Basically, all this stuff over here on the left we'll do with the black. And this one also comes with a little stand. I went way too thick with that. My gosh, I'm like caking it on here. Oops. All right. Now, anyway, so yesterday, yeah, I decided I'd take a short nap. No, I didn't do that. My alarm went off 30 minutes later, and I'm like, absolutely not. I am not getting up. So then I proceeded to go back to sleep on the couch until like, I don't know, it was probably 11:30 whenever I woke up finally. And to my surprise, Chris was still awake. Okay, I was expecting him to be snoozing over there. But he was like awake watching videos on his phone and watching TV. And so I got up and finally made him go to bed with me. And then I proceeded to sleep until like 5 o'clock in the morning. And then bing, my eyes came open. Hi, Mom. Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Are you new here? I think you might be. Thanks for joining me, everyone. You can comment the word lemon to get the supplies to make this project at a discount, of course, because I love you. Yeah, I sure did. And you know, I don't really, during the week especially, I don't sleep a lot. Maybe max I get 6 hours, if that. And a lot of the time on the weekends, I don't sleep very much either. I don't know what it is. But like, I think it might have been yesterday. I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning. It's probably why I needed to go to bed early. And I could not, for the life of me, go back to sleep. In fact, Chris had been snoring the night before, and so I went into the other room, into our guest room. And so I heard his alarm go off, and so I'm like, okay, cool, he's gonna be getting up. So I go and I sneak in there to try and like be quiet and not, because he was still laying down. Not wake him up, and he's definitely not up yet. And I'm like, okay, so I went out to the couch. This was all yesterday morning, like at 5 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, last night I was done for. But I'm here now. So thank you all so much for joining me. And if you purchased from my live sale, you should start getting some shipping notifications over the last couple of days. I have the last couple of orders here. Uh-oh. I think we might clean this ink mat tonight. I cleaned it once already, but it is covered in paint from doing that porch cleaner for Chris's sister. So I think it's time. So I'm trying to use as little paint as possible on these little letters, okay? And that's not working well, but it's not super sticky because it's covered in acrylic paint. So I need to clean this ink mat so it will stick better. So I think we'll do that so I can show you exactly the process, y'all. It's super simple. And I'll show you exactly how it goes so that whenever you're buying or whenever you're using yours and it gets real dirty, then you're confident enough to clean it. It's super simple. Hey Mary, how are you, love? Welcome. My goodness. These letters are not sticking. Okay. Now, I really like using an ink mat instead of a piece of cardboard. It just makes it so much easier because it's reusable and I don't have to like keep a ton of cardboard behind me. Now, I do still keep some because like you saw a second ago, I have that other part of the sign on that piece because there's not enough room on this ink mat for all of it. But I don't have to keep a ton back there. And I don't have to worry about tape and all that stuff too. Only thing that I do have to concern myself with is cleaning my ink mat on a regular basis. And whenever you get a lot of paint or paste on it, you're gonna need to clean it. And I knew that when I picked it up a minute ago. So, you know, sometimes I just don't, I'm like, you know what, let's give it a try. And then it's not very sticky, but that's okay. Hi, Sue. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I kind of reorganized it a little bit. If you notice, that is the box for this month, the craft box for July. If you want to get that, you can comment July. Yeah, you can comment July. You'll get a response from me, but it won't be about the craft box, unfortunately. But I will send you a message with the link if you want to get that, okay? It's available all month long. It comes with the round, a little bit of paint, and the ribbon. So all you need, oh, and even some of these little sponges for your painting pleasure, okay? Now I'm giving you the same colors that I used, which are great colors, by the way. I think it turned out pretty good. But you can always sub those and use whatever you want, okay? And use that paint for something else if you want to, okay? I give you my permission. Hi, Brownie, how are you? All right, sorry, trying to catch up. Make sure I didn't miss anyone's comments. I always hate it whenever I'm commenting on a live and the person isn't seeing my comments. Now, a lot of the time it's because they're flying by. Now, they're obviously not flying by here, so I don't have an excuse, except that I just haven't looked up recently. So, anywho, so I have to go to Cincinnati next week, and I'm trying to prepare myself by figuring out projects, and we have a launch on Tuesday. So that's going to be awesome. So I do have the new stuff. So next week on Tuesday, we'll be doing new stuff from the launch. Really, really excited. I hope y'all are as pumped as I am about it. Because there's so many awesome designs. I'm telling you that I have not been this excited for new stuff in a long time. It's the big launch of the year, or one of the big launches. I think we have 2 big launches every year still. But it's one of the 2. And I love fall, I love Christmas, and it's a smattering of both. So that's fun, and some fun Halloween stuff too. All right. I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, and then we'll come back and see if there's any spots that need to be touched up. I think there might be, because I'm kind of seeing a little bit, but I want to let it dry entirely before I come back and do a second coat, just because it makes it easier. All right. Maybe I can do that tomorrow, before my live, or like during my live at the beginning. If you want to come hang out for that, I will do that. I do have it. I don't know. I have a package somewhere around here with stuff in it. I moved my room around, and now I'm looking like, where is it? Oh, I see it. It's behind the door. I see it. It's fine. So these are just makeup sponges. Let me show you. Hold on. Where's my thing? Okay. These are those old school makeup sponges. You see that? Like that you used to put on your foundation with in the 90s or early 2000s. I buy them on Amazon. And if you comment the keyword, which is lemon, you will get a link to my Amazon storefront where I store all of my like stuff that I love, like all the craft supplies that I buy on Amazon, all of the organization stuff that I've bought for my house, all kinds of things, okay? But these makeup sponges are in there. And they're seriously amazing, especially for little pieces like this, because they don't get paint all up in the crevices. Now, for big surfaces, still use a paintbrush, okay, because these are not great for that, okay? Like the background, or the backer for this, I did not use a sponge on because they kind of, I don't know, they tear up a little bit, I guess, and they leave a little bit of a, like a weird, like little, just tiny pieces of foam. And you don't want that on a big surface. Now on little surfaces, they work great. But I would limit to just using them for that. And around little cuts and stuff, oh, it's so much easier. Hi Marie, how are you? Hey Melissa. How are you doing, love? All right, now I'm gonna just hold on to this right here because definitely gonna come back and paint these lemons again. Now that's kind of an orangey yellow, so don't come for me about it. I might actually grab my Bumblebee paste and do like a little bit of a, maybe like highlight it with the Bumblebee. And this is kind of a more of a tealish green. I don't have a true green in this chalk paint. And I was looking at some more chalk paint the other night in more colors. And you know, I didn't buy it. I put it in my cart and then I didn't buy the pack. So I need to do that. All right. Now we're definitely going to clean this ink mat at the end of this. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm painting these little leaves up here. I know you can't see that. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can bring this down just a little bit so that you can see more. There. Hopefully that's better. There's just like 4 leaves up here. I am going to do one more layer of this yellowish orangish color, and then I think I'm going to try and add some Bumblebee to this because I think that might be nice. It's such a bright yellow. Okay. Hi Paula, how are you? Ooh, I love organizing craft supplies. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. I love that so much for you. When I moved into my new house here, I finally took the time to like organize all of my embellishments. And because I have like these like Tupperwares that have lids on them. And so I like organized all of my beads and different little bows and bells and all the little stuff that I have, and oh my gosh, nothing makes me happier than organizing stuff. I just love it. I'm a Virgo. I am a true Virgo, and that is my jam. Okay. Seeing the end result. Really the in-between stuff of doing it is not my jam, but seeing it done is really nice. So this yellow is called Vintage Mustard. Gosh, my light is so bright. Okay, it's like it's very orangey. So, don't mind my blankets. We're gonna come back in with some Bumblebee because these lemons are a little orange for my taste. So, I have another little sponge here that I pulled out while we were talking. And I have my Bumblebee paste. So I'm just going to add that over the top. I think it'll be nice. Plus, I just so happen to be leaving a little bit of a texture, so it almost looks like the skin of the lemon. Unintentionally, but that's good. Okay, now, sorry, my eye is just itching. Okay, now, grab a little bit more. I think that's better. And then I want to get the rind. Now, I'm not real worried about those lemons because they're going to be covered up. But I did just realize that this is a leaf right here. One of these days I'm going to get it together, y'all, but can't guarantee that day is today. Okay. I like that. It's kind of a little bit splotchy yellow, and I'm kind of digging it, okay? Not going to paint those because they're the under part anyways, but that's good. And then let me get a smaller paintbrush, Dollar Tree paintbrush for the win, to just paint my little leaves here with this green that's kind of a tealish green, but that's okay. We can use whatever colors we love, you know? And I love this color. Even whenever I pulled it out, I was thinking that's kind of a bluish. That's not very believable as a green, but okay, Pam. But you know, I mean, we could even come back on this and paint a little bit of meadow on our leaves, meadow paste, which is a really nice bright green, and that would be good. So I also want to look and just make sure that I'm good with my black painted stuff here. Now these felt like you know how whenever you shed, I'll like feel a hair fall? I felt that. Okay, love you, Sue. We'll talk soon. So I need to paint the backs of these. So I'm gonna just see if I can't flip them around. Because whenever they go together, they are going to be, one side is gonna be brown if I don't. So let me figure out how I can place these in here. There we go. All right, and then this part doesn't have to be perfect. Using my black again, this chalk paint is great. And then I'm gonna grab my meadow, I think, and I'm gonna try add a little bit of meadow to the leaves like we did with the lemons here. Give it a little bit more realistic green color. Now, my black paint is getting a little dry, kind of like that white was the other day. And I just can't bear to part with it quite yet. I could probably add some water into it, actually. Just a little bit. Because I don't want to thin it out. But I could just add water right onto my sponge, too. And that will help if your paint starts to get a little thick. You can always do that. And then it just adds the tiniest bit of moisture, so it's not like a whole bunch that you're adding in there, and it doesn't thin out your paint too much. But it makes it a little easier to spread. And of course, painting these easels is not really required, but I just feel that it gives it a little bit more of a finished look. So that's what I do, is I paint the easels too. And then if you ever store this sign away, then you can use the easels again for something else. Okay, now, let's dry these real quick so that we can, I swear, I feel that hair right here. There it is. Got it. I don't know. I lose hair constantly. Y'all too, I guess. I'm leaving it everywhere all the time. Just one strand at a time, I swear. Okay. Here we go. And then I have, so this is like meadow green. It is very bright. I'm just going to, well, oh. I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to just dip it in my water over here. This one is drying up a little bit. Now, I went on a little bit more, a little bit thicker than what I really intended to. I probably should have used one of those sponges like I did for the yellow, but that's okay. It's kind of thinning out now. Okay. One last little leaf, and then we'll get back over to the base of the sign. Finish up there, check that out and see how we're looking. If I feel like I need to repaint it or paint it again. And I just leave these, the little makeup sponges, I leave them on my cardboard or on my ink mat, just like that. And I let them dry there. And then once they're dry, then I deal with them, okay? I don't feel like washing them, and I don't have to wash them. So once they dry, let me see if I have one. Once they dry, they'll be hard, okay, like that. Just cut that little end off, okay? And then I can reuse it again. Now, they start to get small. This is probably 2 or 3 times that I've used that one. And they get real small. So, I mean, I don't prefer them to be that little whenever I'm using them, unless if I'm just using it for a little area, okay? Because they're too little and I get messy. More paint on my hands. Hi, Alma. I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you for joining me too. Now, my sign looks pretty good. I'm liking that. It's kind of not painted perfectly, and I'm kind of digging that. So I'm taking my brush and I'm just like patting off some paint. Probably pat it off a little too much because I don't want it to fully cover, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. And then we are going to use that thick, thin woven stripe on the back, on this backer board. Now, like I showed y'all a minute ago, it does have score lines, which I love that when the files that I buy have score lines, so that I can see, you can see where the cutouts are supposed to go. It makes it so easy to put everything down, because then you have everything lined up. You know where it's supposed to go. I just love it. Okay, now I'm not even like painting this all the way. I'm just kind of putting a little bit of paint on it, okay? We're gonna use Storm paste on the sign once it's dry. So let me get rid of that. Move some stuff out of the way and prepare myself to dry this, and then we'll wax it. I do want to wax it at least a little bit. I think. I don't know. I'm tempted to not wax it because even if my transfer pulls up a little bit of paint, I might kind of like it. With this whole rustic vibe that I have going on here. Okay. Want to make sure I dry it really well because I don't want any wet paint to get on the sticky side of my transfer. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to wax. Now, wax is good for your surface and for your transfer. It'll keep your transfer from pulling up your paste. Okay, so that's the whole point of waxing. But, like I said, I might be okay with it if it did pull up a little bit of the paint, just because it'll make it look just a little more rustic, okay? I did sand with a 220 sanding block, just lightly, you saw, okay? I find that it just smooths out my paint after I paint and makes everything real nice and smooth, okay? Especially on something like this where sometimes the paint is a little bit thick in different places. It just makes it nice and even. Okay. Now let's see if I can. All right, this is the thick, thin stripe. Again, you can comment the word lemon and you can get the supplies for this, okay? I'm not gonna fuzz. You can also see there's a lot of silk screen on this transfer. So if you wax, you're gonna have an even harder time making it stick, okay? So just keep that in mind too. Not even gonna fuzz it. I don't think it's even worth it with as little sticky as there is. Now, I need to move this down a little bit more, and I'm just putting it right in there, okay? Now, one thing with stripes, obviously, we want to make sure that they're straight, because how embarrassing would that be to make a rectangular sign with wonky stripes? So please figure out a point of reference and line that sucker up, okay? Now, one thing that I want to do is I'm going to have to paint this lemon in the background, okay? I'm going to hold that until after we get these stripes on, because number one, I've already done this and I didn't think about it beforehand, but number two, I don't want to tear that. That is paint that I do not want to tear up, okay, whenever I pull this transfer up. So making sure I stick it down really well, that I don't have any major bubbles, which I feel one in there. And it is a little bit difficult whenever you have something with this big of a silk screen, with this much silk screen on it, because all the white that you can see here is silk screen, okay? But it makes it hard to get all the bubbles out whenever you have nothing but silk screen. So just keep that in mind, okay? And go slow. Use as little paste as possible, all right? And have fun with it. So this is Storm. It's a gray. I'm going to start, you know, I should probably start at the top so that I can do paste and peel. Now, what I'm going to do is a little at a time, okay? And I'm going to just go one stripe at a time if I can. And then once I get to the bottom of this bigger stripe right here, I'm going to pull it up and show you what I mean by paste and peel, okay? So I'm putting my paste down and I'm trying my best to not pull up that transfer as I go. Now, I'm gonna have to work around this lemon here. So that's slowing me down a little bit. I don't want this paste to dry in the transfer. These transfers are very thin, and so it's a lot easier to let the paste dry in them because such little paste goes down, okay? Especially with matte paste, it dries super fast. So you're gonna want to work quickly, and you might want to tape off the area that you're gonna paint, but obviously I didn't do that because I guess I'm a rebel. I don't know, but hopefully I'm not going to regret that choice, okay? Now I'm just going to peel this gently, and I'm going to try and pull from a center position of that transfer all the way down to where I've put my paste down, okay? As you can see, just pulled it up just like that. Now I'm just going to set it back down gently, okay? Right here, I'm going to push it back down because I didn't get that part on the edge. So that's where I'll begin, over here. And again, I'm okay with covering up these lemons because they're going to be covered by cutouts. But this one has cut throughs, okay? So I just need to be careful going around it. And what I probably want to do is try to make it all the way around this one before I pull it up again, okay? So I'm going to just grab a little bit extra paste and see if I can't get this entire stripe done. As quick as possible. Okay. Now under these other two lemons that are going to be covered up, I don't have to worry so much about either not putting paste down or going over or anything like that. But I just want to be careful around that lemon cutout, okay? That's going to be showing. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a minute. All right, so again, I've already pulled up this top part, so I'm just going to continue in this way. And I'm actually really surprised it's stuck down so well. But this is a brand new transfer. And these are super sticky. These thinner ones are more sticky, I think, than our other transfers were. Which is good. That's a great thing, because especially one with this much silkscreen on it, they tend to not feel as sticky. So I'm happy to see that. Now, I think I've gotten all the way. So again, I'm just going to set that gently, okay? And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go run my finger right down that line where I may have pulled it up. Okay, I don't think I did actually, but you never know. So you just want to reseal that and go again. Now I'm going to try and get all of this, and I want to try and move quickly, okay? So that I can pull it all up and be done with this. And I don't really have to be real concerned with it. I can go over the whole thing just straight down the line, right? So it's not that big of a deal. And I am trying to pick up my paste and like drag it along so that I use all of it and I don't waste any, okay? And of course, if you have extra paste left over, you can just scrape it up and put it back in your jar, okay? Because you can reuse that. And then make sure that you close your jar nice and tight so that you don't dry it out. And then I shouldn't be cleaning my hands, honestly. I should just pull it up, but had a lot of paste on me. All right, now I do want to make sure my hands are dry and clean before I go touching this white surface, okay? So I'm not even worried about it sticking to itself. I can fix that with water. It's really not a big deal. What I'm more concerned about is my paste drying before I get this thing all the way pulled up. Okay, and then I'm gonna just transfer this over here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to leave this right here, just like this, on the backer sheet. I'm not even worried about it. Look at it right now, okay? I'm going to take it in there in the kitchen. I'm going to pull it off the backer sheet and run it underneath the water. Unstick it from itself. Let it dry overnight, sticky side up, like laying on my dish mat. And it'll be good as new in the morning. I can stick it back on the backer sheet and put it away, okay? Now, I want to dry this really well, and then we can start putting this thing together, and we'll be done. So you can comment the word lemon to get all the goodies here, okay? Oh, I need to paint this too, I forgot. We're going to use Bumblebee for that, okay? And I think this will be a good brush for that. Just want to make sure I'm good and dry. I'm not quite there yet down here. Before I start doing anything else, because I'll be touching this and I don't want to smudge it, I don't want to mess it up or leave fingerprints or anything like that on it. This is going to be really cute now. I'm loving this thick thin stripe. Look how good this looks so far. Now, I know it's hard to see, see the final. It's going to be cute though, I think. All right. Now, this is Bumblebee. It's just a jar of paste. And if you didn't know, our paste is washable and non-toxic, kid-friendly, pet-friendly. So your kids can play and craft and all that stuff with you. No need to be concerned. Now, our ink is permanent. Definitely would not consume that or get it on you, like on your clothes and stuff, because it's not washable, okay? But paste is definitely 100% washable. I've gotten it on all kinds of pieces of my wardrobe, and they have all made it out pretty much unscathed. So I think 100% unscathed. I don't know why I said pretty much. And really, even like I regularly will use my fuzzing cloth to like clean up messes and dry off transfers and just do all kinds of crazy stuff with them. And the only thing that has actually stained my fuzzing cloth is ink, because I've been careless with ink on my fuzzing cloth, but paste, it washes right out. Oops. Okay. All right, now, I know that was a little tense watching me freehand paint a circle, but it is scored, so that helps. If you can see that, you'll see that it is scored. Thank goodness, because there's no way that I would have been able to paint that in a perfect circle if it wasn't. I can't even draw a perfect circle, honestly, with like a regular pen. There's no way. I'm not talented in that way. All right. Now, I'm going to start pulling all my pieces over here. And then, oops, I need to be careful. My really nice easel stands. Here, let let me do this over here because I'm gonna break something if I don't. Now, as much as I was saying this isn't that sticky, it is still pretty sticky. Finding that these little words are fragile, okay? So careful pulling them up off of a sticky surface. That one's not wanting to come. But we'll get it. We'll go. There we go. That one was touch and go for a second. Wasn't 100% if I was going to get it off there without breaking it. Okay. And then my little leaves, I think they turned out pretty good with the addition of just a little bit of meadow. Our paste works great as a paint and a squeeze. All right, so now let's just begin at the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and place everything first. And then, I'm wondering if this is still wet. I have a little bit of a spot here that's questionable with the black paint. But I think I'm going to go with it. I'm not hating it. So now all of this, like I said, is scored, right? So should make it fairly easy for you to place everything. And then these lemons do go in a particular way. And you'll see that whenever you're going to put it together. You can tell which side is which. Here's this. And then our little leaves. Just like that. Oh, this is precious, except I was thinking these leaves were going to be covered up, but they sure are not. So we are going to get a paintbrush and just quickly fix that and make sure that we have matching leaves. No, I like to place everything first. Make sure I'm not missing any pieces. Make sure everything is in its proper place. Go. And then let's just quickly paint these little leaves real fast. Touch them up just a little bit with some meadow paste. And spray a little bit of water on there to just thin it out a little bit, make it a little bit easier to work with. And now I know I need a leaf green chalk paint and a good yellow. You know, you never know what you need until you don't have it, right? Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna make sure that's good and dry. liking these lemons. They're a little orangey actually, but they have a little bit of a texture to them and I'm digging it. Okay, so we're gonna use Aleene's glue, except for on the big lemons. I do have my glue gun hot and ready to go for the lemons. But for all the other stuff, we can use Aleene's glue and it holds really good. Just make sure on this frame you get it all lined up on the edges before it's like done and secured, okay? And then we'll just go from left to right and bottom to top. So these words at the bottom are not entirely scored. It's just like a couple parts of it, which is kind of interesting. A lot of cutouts are like that, but it allows you to just line it up and not accidentally glue it a little bit off and be able to see those letters lined up underneath there. Like if you didn't line it up perfectly, and then people would know that it was scored underneath. And only you and I need to know that. Okay. There we go. So I did post earlier a mystery cutout box on my page. I've heard from other crafters that those are pretty popular, so check that out. Okay, I posted it earlier on my page here, so you can just, after my live's over, just go check that out, okay? Go comment the word mystery on it, you'll get a link, and you can check it out. The price includes shipping, which is great. And it's really affordable, and I got some new stuff today that I think you guys are gonna like a lot. All right. So let's see if we can, oops, put these little leaves down. And I love this glue, y'all. I've definitely figured it out with this glue. I'm digging it a lot. I got it on Amazon. Obviously, you can buy it in craft stores or whatever. Melissa, after my live's over, I'll send you the link, okay? Oops. I don't have it automatically set up, unfortunately. But on this one, on this post, but I'll send you the link whenever we get done. I should have probably done that. I didn't think about it. So, maybe after this I'll go and set that up too. Alright, I'm going to leave this lemon here for a second. I'm going to get the rest of the words, the letters. And thankfully these are also scored, because there's no way my letters would be all cockeyed, I'm telling you, if I had to just glue them on and guess where they go. Alright. Lining stuff up straight is not my, it's not the skill that God gave me, okay? When he was handing that out that day, I was taking a nap, I'm sure, because I did not get it at all. Y'all, sometimes when I'm parking, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I get out of my car and I'm like, oh, that's embarrassing. Really surprised I haven't got a nasty note on my car. Like, wow, you parked like a huge jerk. I will repark though if I really screw it up. But it's a bad time for me. And really, especially when people are in the car with me. I mean, far too old of a person to not know how to park. Okay, here we go. Then, hot glue gun to the rescue. We're just going to get these lemons put down first. And again, I want to make sure those are good and lined up with the cutout on the bottom. Just like that. And then, hi Kim, how are you? Welcome. Sorry, I called you Kim. I see that your name is Kimberly. But I hope that's okay. I will call you Kimberly from now on though. Okay, so I did use Eileen's glue on the little parts, okay? Oh, of course. All right. Now, hot glue on the rest, okay? And again, it's all scored. So you just set that baby down. And the other great thing about this glue is it's clear. It dries clear. Okay, it's white to start with so that you can see it. And it dries clear. So tell me, what do you think? Didn't that turn out cute? Y'all, those stripes. I'm loving that. Okay, perfect. Well, I'm glad that you go by Kim. Thank you. I'm glad you like this. All right, so these just slide together like that. I think it's self-explanatory, but if not, that's okay. We have an easel now. Isn't that cool? And now you see why we painted both sides, okay? Because one of these sides would have been brown. Now, ta-da! And, oops, I should probably just not. You can comment the word lemon to get the supplies to make this yourself at a discount, of course, because I love y'all. And I hope you love this cute little lemonade farmhouse sign, y'all, because I'm really digging it. Anyway, have a great night. We'll talk tomorrow. And I will bring all the new stuff and I'll show you tomorrow at the beginning of my live. How about that? Okay? I love you. Have a great night. Happy Friday.